It's an end of an era.
Come with me to dissolve all the filler in my lips and my chin.
There's just no shape to them anymore and I just don't like them.
This is what they look like right now.
It's crazy that filler lasts that long. I had no idea.
If it's the mid-cheek area, as you know, it can track back to the retinal artery, retinal vein, and cause blindness.
I think social media has made us way too easygoing about getting work done on our faces.
For years, filler got sold as the easy fix: bigger lips, sharper chin, less tired under eyes, a straighter nose without surgery. And if you hate it, just dissolve it, right? Except now women are saying filler can last for years, migrate to places it was never injected, build up over time, and even after dissolving, their face still doesn't feel like it used to. Today, we're getting into facial fillers, migration, dissolving, pillow face, Instagram face, and why that it's temporary. Promise is starting to fall apart.
1/3 of all physicians in the first 5 years of doing filler or providers will have a vascular occlusion.
Take a little break from filler before it deforms your face. Because what your injector isn't telling you is that the filler dissolver doesn't always work. I got an 1/8 of syringe of filler in my nose consistently for a few years. After 4 syringes of dissolving the filler, it didn't go away, and my nose was permanently altered.
Has anybody dissolved their facial fillers and feel like they went back to their completely natural features? I've gotten my fillers dissolved a million times and there are still differences in my features and it kind of makes me a little bit crazy. Look at my lips when I do this. See a little line right there? And it's got like a little bit of volume there still right above my lip. I used to never have that before getting lip filler. In fact, my top lip was like non-existent before lip filler. I've literally gotten my lip filler dissolved like 6 or 7 times because I feel like every single time it would go down a tiny bit more. And that was years ago. I haven't gotten lip filler in like 3 years. And I got all of my dissolving done like 2 years ago. So I just don't understand why there's just still differences in my face. I've also gotten my under eye filler dissolved, but I still feel like my dark circles are not what they used to be, which really makes me think that filler can be like mostly dissolved, but it still can alter our features permanently.
I got chin filler done last summer and I got botched, so I am finally going to get it dissolved today. I had a weird experience when I got it done. The doctor did not make me feel super comfortable and he did it literally so fast without even explaining what he was doing. And I had a feeling the placement was off, but then the swelling subsided and it looked good for a few months. But because the filler wasn't placed properly, it moved, and now when I smile, it projects outward and has created this newfound insecurity that I didn't have before. This is something that I did not need to begin with. I got it kind of on a whim, and it left me with this feeling of, why did I touch my face?
This Russian woman is one of many patients around the world reporting devastating side effects after a popular cosmetic procedure, the removal of facial fillers that some claim has impacted their whole body. Victorian woman Tina is also suffering.
I live with a lot of regret and guilt, thinking these injections would enhance my appearance, when in actual fact it aged me.
The filler that you think was dissolved was not dissolved all the way. And again, I see this in surgery all the time. I had 6 rounds of dissolution to try to get rid of this filler. I know I'm still going to find it in surgery. It's not all gone. And sometimes I'm addressing it surgically to try to remove it as well. Even with dissolving and trying to manually remove it during surgery, I'm still not going to be able to get rid of all of this idea that if you don't like it, you just put this magic wand on it and it goes away. And that is certainly not true.
I'm about to go get my lip filler dissolved. Some really bad migration. I've known that for a long time, but was bullied in school. So, and having no top lip. So, I've not felt ready until now.
Today, I am getting under eye filler that I got when I was 23, finally dissolved, because there's still some in there and I don't even know how it's still in there. We're gonna go in with a cannula and like drag it down and dissolve. I only have a little bit, but I don't like this little pocket. This is like 7 years old, this stuff, so. Ready? Go next to me. Looked like I got beat up, but didn't hurt. Well, it hurt a little bit, but not really. Just got home and she wiped off half my makeup, so I look crazy, but I already noticed a difference. Like, I didn't even know I had filler there still from 7 years ago. I smiled. I noticed a little bit of an indent and I was like, what's that from? maybe it's from the filler. So I found out it was. Honestly, like still a little bit there, but I can already notice such a difference. Me, no makeup. She told me to massage it every few hours like this, but I can already see a little bit of a difference. It's crazy that filler lasts that long. I had no idea.
At first glance, this looks like a handful of women who overdid it or picked the wrong injector. But listen to enough of these stories and a pattern shows up.
This isn't really about bad filler.
It's about an industry that sold filler as temporary, casual, and reversible, and a lot of people are now finding out that wasn't quite true.
I fear things have gotten worse. I got these dissolved at 9 a.m. and it's 2:30 p.m. I'm also just like numb and very sore, but I cannot tell if it's from the trauma from dissolving or if I have osteoporosis or whatever that thing is where you hit an artery and your face falls off.
This is my completely botched cheeks that look ridiculous. Seriously, this is how I looked like 2 years ago. Fully filled up, Botox, yuck, let's fix it. It's a hard little ball, little rock. This cheek's not as bad at the front, but like the side, they're just uneven, as you can see.
Wiggle 1, 2, good job. In and out, long. Just breathe, release toes. In and out. Wiggle, 1, 2. In and out.
And then you massage it?
Yeah.
So that's all the needles done?
That's done.
You know what, I actually can't believe people think that's bad.
Yeah, look.
You might be gentle and good at it, maybe.
See already, that's actually, look. Like that's actually brought it down so quickly. Massaging. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice and firm.
And can you feel it dissolving when you do that?
You can definitely feel it, like, because before it was a little bit more tougher. Mm-hmm. Now it's a little bit more smoother. You know, you can actually, and big smile for me. You can see already it's working, definitely. But like I said, we always prefer a little bit less than too much. And it's gonna continue working. So if we gotta do another session, might as well.
Yeah.
Instead of putting too much more. Like I'm actually a little bit tempted of putting a couple more here, but I'm not going to.
You feel it? Oh yeah. Is that
feel it? Yeah.
It's like when you get it in and it pops.
You're almost like, yeah.
Ew, I can hear it inside me.
Yeah.
Ew, it's like, I can't explain it to you, it's going pop inside my face.
Pop.
It's like bubbles popping under, oh, yuck.
Yeah. But at least it's
as you massage it goes away.
Yeah.
God, that's so weird. But, so is that, what is popping? What is it?
The hyaluronic acid, so the filler. It's
so is it
because the hyalus is going in and it's just breaking down whatever's been stuck there.
So that means
it's already been
good?
about 3 years, yeah? How long has it been?
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah.
So
2020.
4 years.
COVID year?
Yeah, 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, that ball at the front feels gross.
For me? Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So much better. Yeah. Even more
so have they just is there just a lot in that cheek, or do you think there is?
Oh, right. It's just because of like what you're saying. You were going weekly, and he kept on putting more and more.
Yeah.
So
it was still inflamed.
Yeah. And then he obviously in here he migrated almost up to the eye.
Yeah.
So that's
so that one migrated, so it was probably the same amount, but it moved around, and that one just stayed in a.
But it's not always the same amount.
Oh, okay.
Remember, we are asymmetry.
Yeah.
But we wanna stay having the asymmetry because that's what makes you so unique.
Yeah. Okay, I apologize for the quality. I just bought a new phone, but this is afterwards. This side's pretty much all gone. This side, we're thinking my face is just a bit lopsided, but it's gonna dissolve over the next 2 weeks anyway. Okay, we are only 5 days out, and I'm like in disbelief. This side is basically gone. There's a bit still in this cheek, but honestly, I haven't seen what I've looked like in years.
The thing that got me first is how many women are shocked their filler is still there years later. Most people were told 6 months, maybe a year, and it fades. That's what made it feel low stakes. Try it, and if you hate it, it goes away on its own. But there are women in this footage with filler from 3, 6, even 7 years ago still in their face. One woman didn't even realize her under eye filler was still there until she noticed something odd when she smiled. 7 years is not temporary. In any normal sense of the word, that's a long-term commitment with a nicer waiting room. Social media sells the easy version, the clinic video, the before and after, the obsessed caption, the iced coffee on the way out. What you don't see as often is the woman years later going, wait, why is this still here?
6 years ago, I got lip injections. And it's still there. I got lip injections one time 6 years ago. It's still there. If I poke my lip, I can still see it. I can still feel it. When I turn my head to the side, I look like a duck. So let's go get my lip filler dissolved because I'm sick of this. I headed over to the Face Lab in Toronto. They specialize in fillers and Botox and all that stuff. So I'm getting them to dissolve my filler. Nurse Jo is an amazing injector and she made this whole process very seamless and painless. First thing we did was an ultrasound. Yeah, you heard me. An ultrasound on my lip. I've never had an ultrasound period, so the first one being on my lip is kind of funny. It's just so that she can see exactly where the filler is, so she can be 100% accurate. So once you can see exactly where the filler was, it's time to dissolve it. This is supposed to be the hard part, but it was not hard at all. The needle went in and the needle went out, and I felt almost nothing. Then once that was over, she had to massage it in. So this part was kind of weird and a little uncomfortable, but definitely not painful. I did bruise afterwards, as you can see, but the bruising wasn't too bad.
This is me with one session of dissolve. Where are my lips? Who are you? Who am I? But guys, because I had 9 years worth of filler and a lot of it, I've actually still got quite a lot of filler left in my lips, believe it or not. So I'm gonna have to go for round 2.
I got my lips filled back in April, and when she injected me, I think she went a little too high on my border. So although my border was sharp, it migrated like right under my nose, and I kind of had like filler mustache, and I just hated it. Like I hated the look. I didn't feel natural anymore. It wasn't me. My lips were too big. They projected too much. When I beat my face for a night out, I just felt like my lipstick and my lip liner made my lips look 10 times bigger than they already were, and they were already big. I'm fresh off the needle. Literally, I just left my appointment to get them dissolved. She used 2 vials to dissolve my top and bottom lip and the migration, and I'm so swollen. But this is what they look like right now.
Okay, so I'm dissolving my filler. I'm dissolving my filler. I also wanted to dissolve my lips, especially for a long time, just because I haven't dissolved them for such a while that I just thought, you know what, I need a little refresh. You get older and you see yourself in different pictures and like, you know, video and stuff. Like you do kind of think, well, I think when I was younger as well, I did think, you know, more is more snatched, like, you know, more is more. I feel like the bigger the better, but as you get older you kind of think maybe less is more. Super nervous to think like, what the hell am I gonna look like? Is my skin gonna look saggy? No, I'm joking. I don't think it'll look saggy. I just feel like I'm gonna look very different for 2 weeks, because when you dissolve filler, you have to wait 2 weeks maximum, because if you try and go with any filler any sooner, the dissolvent will still kind of be in like your system, so it will break down any new filler that you put in.
Then there's migration, which is exactly what it sounds like. Filler doesn't always stay where it was put. It can happen slowly enough that you don't notice at first. The top lip gets a little heavier. The area above it starts to puff, and suddenly you've got a filler mustache from lips you paid to fill, not the skin above them. Nose filler can migrate and widen the nose. Under eye filler can create pockets. Cheek filler can sit heavy. Sometimes the problem was never the feature. It was the filter, the angle, the algorithm convincing you a normal face needed correcting.
I'm getting my nose filler dissolved tomorrow and I'm so scared. I haven't seen what I look like with my natural nose for nearly 3 years now, so I'm honestly terrified because it's been one of my biggest insecurities, and having nose filler actually helped me so much, so I'm really, really glad that I got it. So the reason I'm getting it dissolved is because I actually hit my nose really hard when I fell off a motorbike last year in India, and since then I've noticed that I feel like it's really kind of like knocked my nose. I did get an x-ray, my nose isn't broken, but I feel like the filler has really kind of migrated around my nose, and that initial filled nose that I had, I was obsessed with, and I just don't have that shape anymore. Slowly it has been kind of going, which is pretty normal anyway, because I did get my filler nearly 3 years ago, but I think it's just time to get it dissolved and start again. It is mad how much a little bit of filler can really just improve your confidence, which is why like I'm never against it. I'll never like persuade anyone to get it, but it helped my confidence so much, and honestly it was the best thing that I ever did for myself.
Come with me to dissolve all the filler in my lips and my chin. There's way too much filler in there now where it's just been building up over the years. My lips are migrated and wonky. I'm a bit scared of what I'm going to look like, so I haven't seen my natural face since I was 18 and I'm 27. But I definitely want to look a bit more natural than I do, so it has to be done. First of all, we have to inject a bit of dissolver in my arm to make sure I'm not allergic to it. Chatted for like 25 minutes all about my face and my history. She's just applying some numbing cream now. I'm going to dissolve my cheeks as well because I have a little bit in there, but Dr. Zara said leave them because they're lovely, they look fine, and a lot of the time when people dissolve their cheeks they're unhappy afterwards because they lose volume and it doesn't come back. But she did agree we should dissolve all of my lips, so she's going in now.
Sharp pinch, well done, good job. Really well done. Okay.
Yeah, that was actually not that bad. To be honest with you, I've had a lot of injections in my face. I've got quite a high tolerance. This does sting because with filler it's just the needle pierce that hurts, but with this you have that and then you have the stuff going in, which is what stings. Essentially works by breaking down hyaluronic acid, which is what filler is made of. Everyone's like, well then what happens to it? Where does it go? Your body just naturally gets rid of it and metabolises it. With my chin, I thought we was going to have to dissolve the whole thing just because I don't like the bulky bits on the side. I like the middle of my chin and the projection it gives me. Ideally, I don't want to lose that because we're just going to have to fill it back up again anyway. So we tried a technique where she went in with a cannula and just targeted those bulky side bits I don't like. Dissolver is a bit unpredictable, it may spread, but we can hope for the best. She then massaged my lips, which I thought was going to hurt, but it didn't. It costed £200 and now we have to wait 2 weeks for the dissolver to fully leave my system before we can add any filler back in. When I got home, my lips were still swollen, so I couldn't really see the difference apart from in my moustache. The next couple of days are going to be the worst because the dissolver dissolves some of your natural hyaluronic acid, so your lips will look like prunes for a bit. But this was the next morning and I'm definitely seeing a big difference.
I just dissolved a bunch of my filler the other day and let me tell you why. Okay, so starting off, I got a bunch of my nose filler dissolved. She mainly placed the nose dissolvant here, but basically if you have nose filler and you think your nose is getting wider, go and get your nose bridge dissolved because it is the filler migrating, I promise you. I think the nose filler migrates like 70% of the time, so yeah, you need to get that stuff dissolved regularly. Second, okay, I have not gotten lip filler in literally years, but I noticed I still had a little bit in my upper lip, mainly on the bottom part here. And the thing about having a bunch of filler on the bottom part of your upper lip is that it'll drag your face down. It'll elongate the middle of your face and make your fill trim look longer. And that is just personally not the look that I'm going for. So I did get that dissolved and I honestly feel like my lips look way better now. I also get a lot of hate for people thinking my lips look extremely fake. So that was a little bit of a motivation, but it was mainly for myself. And lastly, I got my chin filler dissolved, which is something that I never thought I would ever do because if you know, when I first got my chin filler done, I was like, I'm getting a chin implant, like I need this forever. But I kind of just got over the look of a super sharp chin because that's what I used to go for. I wanted a super sharp snatched chin. I feel like now I'm leaning more towards a softer look, so I don't really want my chin to be so sharp anymore. I wanted to go back a little bit more to my natural rounded chin shape, and I also feel like it did elongate my face a little more than I wanted it to. And now that a lot of the chin filler is gone, I feel like my face has gotten a lot shorter and more natural looking.
Sometimes a beauty procedure does not just fix an insecurity, sometimes it creates a new one. And that is especially true when people keep chasing tiny adjustments. A little lip filler, a little cheek filler, a little nose filler. Individually, each thing may seem small, but over time, the face can start looking different in a way that is hard to explain. Not always botched, not always extreme, just different, puffy, heavy, stretched, uncanny, like the features are fighting each other instead of working together.
I'm getting my lips dissolved. It's an end of an era. There's just no shape to them anymore, and I just don't like them. They're drooping down. They're just there. I've had lip filler since I was 18, so I'm 26, so 8 years. Is that right? Oh, I have no lips. I know my natural lips are so tiny, so I'm really scared about how I'm gonna look for the next few weeks until I can get them topped up, but I feel like it's the right decision. So these are my lips now 1 hour after the appointment. They're definitely going down. I don't hate them. I'm not mad. They're not fully dissolved yet, so I know I've got to wait. They're really wrinkly, they're really dry. I look at myself, I want to cry. This is the next day now and they have completely dissolved. Oh my god, I don't even want to show you. Have you ever seen smaller lips in your life?
Guys, I just got all my filler dissolved and look at the before.
Okay, this is how we were looking before, and my injector's so good. It was just like, I've been to 3-4 different injectors over the past 4 years, and I feel like it was all just building up and migrating, and it was just a lot. Like, you can tell I was getting the little mustache. It's just like, I feel like it was making my face like puffier with all the filler in it. Like, it was just filling too much that I didn't need filled. So I went to go get dissolved, and this is 2 days after dissolving. Let me show you. Like, I feel like it's like my smile again. Like, I feel like myself.
So I made this silly little decision a few years ago to get a little bit of under eye filler. I had always had hollow under eyes. It was an insecurity of mine since like high school. Just naturally, there wasn't much going on down there. And, you know, it looked good. Over the past, I would say 2 years, I thought it had pretty much gone away, as filler's supposed to do. My under eyes were back to kind of looking how they were, but I was kind of fine with it. I was like, I'm growing the fuck up. Like, it just is what it is. All of a sudden, about a month ago, I noticed these 2 like dimples under my eyes when I smiled, below like my actual hollow under eye. And I was like, what the fuck is that? I had been seeing like these TikToks like, oh, like fillers lasting years and years in people's faces. And I was like, couldn't be me. I only did my under eyes this one time. Guys, I DM'd my injector. I love her. Her name's Courtney. She's at Skin Spirit here in Austin if you need someone to go to. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And she was like, oh yeah, like that just all migrated. Like all of a sudden, it just, you can't see it because we just got it dissolved. So anyway, it was all like a full blown like pocket right here. I looked psychotic when I smiled. So we just dissolved it, but it's pretty much gone and I'm so happy. I was fully convinced, like as of 2 years ago, this filler was gone. So I think that there's very few cases where under eye filler is the answer. I think there's other solutions. I'm really excited because it's all gone now. Hopefully. I might have to go back in 2 weeks. If I'm still seeing something, I'm gonna send her some pics. But in about a month, I am going to start the PRF, which is like the platelet rich fibrant. It's a little bit more advanced than PRP. And so that just is like my own blood that gets whirled around and gets injected back under my eyes to help like brighten and make me look a lot better.
Dissolving isn't a magic eraser. Whenever filler regret comes up, someone always says just dissolve it, like it's an undo button with no downside. But what happens when dissolving doesn't fully bring your old face back? Several women in this footage say exactly that. They dissolved, sometimes more than once, and still notice changes years later. That's the part that should worry people, because the whole appeal of filler was the safety net, an undo button. Turns out the undo button has fine print, multiple sessions, stinging, bruising, swelling, and no guarantee it gets everything. And it's not only physical. One woman said she hadn't seen her natural face since she was 18 and was genuinely scared to find out what was under there. At that point, filler isn't just filler, it's the face people compliment, the face she learned to perform confidence in. Dissolving it isn't just will the filler go away, it's will I still like myself without it.
If someone got under eye filler and cheek filler over 3 years ago, do I think it's dissolved? The under eye is an area that doesn't break down filler as easily, and sometimes patients can have had under eye filler over 10 years ago and we can still see that it's visible. So product type, metabolism, and where and how the filler was placed will influence how and when it breaks down. How much product was placed? If 4 syringes of filler were placed in the cheeks, that's a lot harder for the body to break down as compared to 1 syringe of filler.
1/3 of all physicians in the first 5 years of doing filler or providers will have a vascular occlusion. 1/3. So it's a lot more common than you might think. And there's some parts of the face where it's more common than others. Sort of the 3 danger areas theoretically are the nose is number 1. Number 2 is the forehead, and number 3 is between the brows. Those are the areas where you have sort of big dominant blood vessels that even if you do it properly, you can inadvertently by mistake, inject it into the blood vessel and it cuts off the blood supply. If it's the mid-cheek area, as you know, it can track back to the retinal artery, retinal vein, and cause blindness. If it happens, don't freak out, but go right back into the doctor. You just don't even call them. You can call them, drive right back in because you need immediate treatment.
Let this be a lesson that maybe you don't need to touch your face.
Nobody randomly wakes up wanting filler. For years, one face was everywhere. Big lips, lifted cheeks, sharp chin, smooth under eyes, no hollows, no asymmetry. Everyone got trained to see that as the goal, and small lips or a soft chin started reading as flaws that needed fixing. Now the pendulum's swinging back toward natural and soft, and people are dissolving the very features they paid for 5 years ago. One woman dissolved her chin filler because she used to want it sharp and snatched, and now she wants it soft and round again. That's the problem with treating your face like a trend board. Trends move on, but your face has to actually live with whatever you did to it. And then there's the part that's easy to forget under all the soft marketing language: refresh, enhance, snatch, prevent. This is an injection into your face, and your face has blood vessels, nerves, and genuinely dangerous zones. This brings up vascular occlusion, where filler blocks blood flow and flags areas like the nose, between the brows, and mid-cheek as spots where a mistake can affect vessels connected to the eye. Non-surgical doesn't mean no consequences, and the injector's skill matters more than almost anything else in this whole conversation. So here's where I land. Filler itself isn't the villain, but the marketing around it has been misleading. It was sold as temporary, some of it lasts years. Sold as staying put, it can migrate. Sold as reversible, dissolving doesn't always fully reset things. Sold as a small enhancement, for a lot of people, it turned into an ongoing cycle of maintenance, correction, and swelling. That's the real story here. Maybe small lips were never the problem. Like maybe a soft chin or hollow under eyes were just your face, not a flaw waiting to be corrected. That doesn't mean nobody should get filler. Plenty of people love their results, especially with a skilled conservative injector, but they deserve the full picture first. How long it can actually last, what migration looks like, that dissolving isn't guaranteed to be simple, and that once you start adjusting your face, it can be hard to know where to stop. Because the industry always has the next fix ready. Feel hollow after dissolving. More filler? Skin feels loose? A laser. It can turn into a subscription plan for your face, and the thing you're really paying with isn't just money. So before anyone gets filler, do you actually want this, or are you chasing a trend? Do you know how long it realistically lasts, what migration looks like, what dissolving actually involves, and whether you trust this injector with real anatomy knowledge? The goal was never to look like Instagram face. It's to still recognize yourself in the mirror. So tell me, are people finally catching on to how filler was oversold as temporary? And if you've dissolved filler before, did your face actually go back to normal, or did something still feel different?